responsive, where people are you okay?
No, I'm solid.
I'm feeling bad for you. You're squirming a lot over there.
Keep going.
All right. Responsive, where they're
Welcome back to Huntsman Heat. My name is Ethan. I am the host of this lovely show where we eat chicken nuggets dipped in hot sauce, and we ask questions about a subject that we have here at the Huntsman School of Business. And today we have a very special guest, the marketing megalodon, the sultan of slogans, the mad dog of marketing, 2017 Faculty Advisor of the Year, Eric Shulz. It is nice to have you here.
very nice to be here.
Yep. So you're familiar with the concept, I assume.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Before we get going, let's have you tell our viewers just kind of a bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm a little bit of a different professor. I come through industry, and when I got out of college, I went into sports, and thought that would be a lot of fun. I loved playing baseball, and so I managed to get myself an internship with the Jazz, and then started working in minor league baseball. And I did that for a little while, and then decided, gosh, maybe if I'm going to run a baseball team, I might not want to take a business class. I never took a business class in undergrad. My major was in political science. And so I went back, got an MBA, and out of that, I got recruited to Procter & Gamble to go to work in consumer product marketing. And so I went to P&G back in Cincinnati, did that for a little while, then went to Disney and worked in home video. And it was kind of the heyday of home video. My reign started with Beauty and the Beast and ended with The Lion King.
Classics.
And then I moved to Coca-Cola out in Atlanta and was in charge of global marketing for the 1996 Summer Olympic Games, which happened in Atlanta. So, the stars were never going to align like that ever again with the Summer Games in the hometown of the largest Olympic sponsor. So I got to spend $450 million doing that, and that was a lot of fun. I got to travel the world. Then I moved back into sports. I launched the XFL in its first iteration. I came back to Utah. That's when I started teaching. I started teaching part-time at BYU and at University of Utah. Then I took a job with the Jazz in the Larry Miller Sports and Entertainment Group, marketing all of their properties, the Bees baseball team, the arena, the K-Jazz television, and all those kinds of things. And then did that for about 6 years and then moved up here. So I've kind of had three careers. I was in sports, I was in consumer product marketing, and now, teaching.
And now you're eating hot nuggets.
Now I'm eating hot nuggets.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so
this is the worst part of the entire career, I think, at this point. I've hit my low.
We're happy to have you. So let's go into sauce number one. With an intro like that, it's going to be complemented well with Sweet Ginger Thai from Bear River Bottling, a local company. Mm-hmm. So let's dive in.
All right. Before I do that, I better get ready. I brought some got the Kleenex in case you make my nose blow. I've got some milk. So all right, we'll give this a shot. That's very good.
Yeah.
I'd buy that.
Mm-hmm. So let's start it off easy. What is marketing?
A lot of people have a misunderstanding of marketing. They think that marketing is just doing advertising. And advertising is a very small piece of it. It's the most visible part of the marketing that you do, but it's the end of that's the tail wagging the dog. Marketing is understanding how your product or service will fit into the life of a consumer in a way that makes their life better, and then telling them that. That seems like a simple concept, but it's not. It takes a lot of research. It takes a ton of insight, just paying attention.
So a lot of psychology goes into the, backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah. let's move on to sauce number 2.
Oh, no.
This is Wonder Tonic. It's habanero. Let's dive in.
All right. Is it already on this thing?
Yeah.
All right. Didn't look like there was.
Okay. I was gonna say I recommend the fork, but go for it. It just doesn't get easier. It just doesn't.
Yeah, that was fine.
That's good.
No problem.
Yeah.
It's good. I like the first one better. This one's starting to heat me up.
Yep.
Just a moment. That one had a little bit of a delayed reaction to it. Okay.
So you're a professor here at the Huntsman School. I'm curious, how is our marketing program compared to other marketing programs you've come across?
The big difference here is that we focus on real world marketing. The problem with academia in general and marketing specifically is that, I don't want to bash all my colleagues, but most of them have never worked a day in their life. They've done their PhDs. They know all of the theory, but they don't know how to apply it. So I sat down and said, look, I'm going to teach the fundamentals of marketing class, and I'm going to teach them how to market so that if they never take another class, they'd have enough skills to be able to go to market and get a job and do well at it. And so, my fundamentals class is hard, but it's jam-packed with information, and, students can get jobs just by taking that one class.
So the HMA program, can you tell me a little bit about that, what it is, what it stands for?
Sure. Huntsman Marketing Association is a club that we have here at the Huntsman School. Anybody can take it. It's a class and a club.
Okay.
And most students take it for the entire duration of their stay here at the Huntsman School. I've got some students that have taken it 8 times. And it's a small collection, 30 to 40 students that are really into marketing. And we position it as kind of the bridge between your classroom and career. And every semester we do case competitions with local businesses where they come to us with a marketing problem, and then we break into teams, and everybody has 10 days. It's kind of like football hell week, where everybody has 10 days to develop a plan, and then the executives for that company come in and they present their plans to the company, and then they put up some prizes. So it's pretty intense, and the bar is really high, and it's scary as hell the first time that students come in to do it the first semester, but then they get really good at it over the course of the repeats. And that's really where the value comes, because they understand that something that you might do for a crumble cookie, for example, there's transferable skills that you could use to market a weather station for Campbell Scientific.
Okay, that's great. Let's keep it rolling. Sauce number 3,
All
we
right.
have Harvest Harbinger. It's a Hawaiian sauce from
All
Bear
right.
River Bottling, a local company.
Hawaiian, huh? Nice. I like that. I would buy that. The heat is sneaking up on me, though.
Yeah, I've been snuck up on. I'm deep in this.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Not dead yet. However, you may want to get the defibrillators on these last 2. I'm an old man. You can't push me too far. Oh man. Okay.
Ooh. So,
Whew, that one's really sneaking up.
yeah. It's delayed. So if you were a brand, what slogan would you be? Or what would your slogan be?
The thing that I teach in class is that our job is to position our products as different, better, and special. in the marketplace. And if the student walks out and all they can remember 5 years from now is different, better, special, then we'll have been successful, because that's the key to everything. You know, how am I making my product different for the customer? How do I make it special so that they feel like it's giving them something that no other product is doing for them, and it's better than the competition. And if you can get them to that level, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you can get them to that level, you got them.
Cool. I love that. What have been, I'm just curious, what have been some of your favorite campaigns that you've seen, some of your favorite marketing campaigns that you've seen?
You know, the Coke names on the bottle was a really cool promotion, being able to have your own name on it. Everybody loves to see their name. That was a cool campaign. When I was at Coke, the Olympic campaign that we did, they ran that campaign for 20 years because it was so solid. And, you know, I was pretty proud of that. It was called Coca-Cola for the Fans. And the premise was that, you know, Coca-Cola refreshed the fans in the stands. And because they were refreshed, they could cheer louder and longer for their countrymen, and their countrymen would then perform better because they had all this, you know, raucous cheering going on for them. And the cool part was during the games in Atlanta, we ran that campaign for the first time, and we had this thing set up over in my theme park. We brought in radio stations from all around the world, and when an athlete was done competing, they would come over to this radio booth and they'd walk from station to station to station, which was kind of cool because you'd have like Michael Phelps, you know, talking to the DJs from Atlanta, and then 10 minutes later he's talking to DJs in New York, and then to Seattle and Salt Lake City. And there was a young lady on the swim team, Amy Van Dyken, and she had barely made the U.S. team. She was like the last person to qualify at the trials, and she only qualified in a relay. But between the Olympic trials and the games, a couple of people got hurt, and so they substituted her in on some individual events. She walks away with 4 gold medals. And during her post-interview, she's walking through this booth, and I'm standing outside one of them listening to it. And the DJ says, "Well, did you ever see the Coke swimmer commercial?" And she goes, "Yeah, I think it made me swim better." And I'm like, "What?" And she says, "You know, I had never heard the crowd before when I was swimming. But after I saw that commercial, I started paying attention. When my head would come out of the water, I'd hear people screaming, and I think it made me swim better." So I take credit for her 4 gold medals, and you know, probably the whole U.S. Olympic team that year, because you know, we had one done for almost every sport.
Let's move on to sauce number 4.
All right.
Cajun Ghost Story. It is a ghost pepper garlic sauce.
Oh, good. I love Halloween. So ghosts,
yeah,
I'm
from
into that.
Bear River Bottling,
Right.
a local company. And this is a 1-bite nugget for me.
You're gonna eat the whole thing?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
no,
okay.
There's no way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat the whole thing, but that's not as potent as number 3 was. Yet. It's growing though.
It does do that. Yeah. You feeling
Okay.
all right?
Okay, now it's there.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
No, it's cool. I also learned that lemonade helps.
Yeah, citrus. Yeah. I'm just going with Aggie ice cream.
Okay.
God help me.
I'm good.
So you've worked for BYU, the U, and Utah State. I'm curious what your favorite school to work for has been.
Oh, I love it here.
You love it here?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, at BYU, every day you come to class and the students would all be talking about where they're interviewing this week. They were really intense and really competitive. At Utah, you come to class and they'd all be talking about where they went skiing over the weekend. And here's a nice blend between the two. It's not as anal as BYU was, and it's not as laid back as Utah was. It's a good blend of students that are, they're fine going over to the Spectrum and having a good time on a weekend watching a basketball game, or or a Friday night gymnastics meet. But but they're also attend things for career development and those kinds of things. So it's they get jobs, but they're not so focused and competitive as the BYU students, I guess.
Let's move on.
All right.
Final sauce.
Final sauce.
This is Hellfire hot sauce doomed with a skull on it. It's 6.66 milli on the Scoville scale, which is the hot sauce scale.
Uh-huh.
I believe it's the hottest sauce that you can buy online. So we have a tradition. You pick however much you want on it. Last time I went full in and dipped it, mistakes were made. I don't want to do it, but my producers are telling me I have to dip it.
All right.
Oh, you want I've grown to care about you, Eric.
Well, thank
you.
you.
Just want to dip at the tiniest bit.
All
For
right.
the love of God, please.
I'll go light.
Yeah.
Not too much?
No, I don't know. No, that's perfect, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's hot. Holy crap. Oh, okay. Is there an ambulance standing
I'm really
by
tough.
outside?
Dude, I'm stronger than this, I swear. It's so hot, right?
Okay. I'm alive. Not sure about you. You're turning green.
Okay.
Whew, okay. I survived.
Oh.
It's still coming.
Wow.
Yeah, it's still coming.
It's so hot.
Oh man, that was intense.
So how has marketing changed over the last 10 years?
Well, it's all online now. Back when I started my career, if you wanted to get the word out, you had TV, radio, newspaper, billboards, in store. Those are basically your 5 levers you could pull. Now, there's a million things you can do online. Oh, geez, that thing is still growing.
Yeah, no.
It's not subsiding. Now there's 10 million different digital tools you can use. But you'd need to have an army of people in order to execute all of them. So, the biggest challenge now is trying to figure out, which of these tools is worthy of my time and effort and money. And how am I going to get the biggest bang for the buck? Because you can't do everything. So, you got to pick your spots well and, figure out how you're going to do search engine optimization well and how you're going to do, some digital ads.
I hear you.
Leverage social media. A misnomer. A lot of people think that social media is the answer to everything, and it's not. Social media is a communication and entertainment channel. It's not. You don't go there to be advertised to. So, too many people are just sticking ads in your Facebook feeds or in your Instagram feeds, and we've trained ourselves to just blow right past those and forget about them. And so, we've got to learn how to use social media in the right way. How do you align with the communication, entertainment aspects of it rather than just trying to push things?
Oh, it keeps coming back
Are
up.
you going to be okay?
Yeah, no. Nelson, wait.
Good grief, you're going
Thank
after
you,
number
Nelson.
2, huh?
Oh,
You take care of yourself.
no, I will.
I'll be okay over here.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah. So what would you say to someone who's interested in marketing?
Well, number one, come to Utah State because we've got the best marketing program in the Intermountain West. When I started here, there were only 4 members of faculty in marketing. Now we're up to about a dozen. When I started, we had about 40 marketing majors. Marketing is now the 5th largest major at the university, not just the Huntsman School. It's in the university. It's the 5th largest major. We've developed a reputation now over the years that, Utah State is a really good marketing school. And so, I would say definitely come here because you're going to learn how to do marketing in the proper way.
Gotcha. Well, we've made it through all the nuggets. I commend you. It sucks, but you've allowed us to look into the world of marketing. I want to thank you. Do you have any final remarks for students or anything like that?
You want to do something that you're passionate about, and you want to do something that's fun. You want to do something that's always going to be interesting. Come into marketing because you're not going to be sitting there staring at spreadsheets all day long.
That's great. Well, thank you. One second. Thank you, Professor Schulz, for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
All right.
He chose like the one section. It's like we took more.
Oh, it keeps coming up.
But I don't